If I cry, it's not because of the onions. It's because I'm really excited to make this. Just so we're clear. Lunch is sort of that lost meal in between breakfast and dinner where you don't really know what quite to do with yourself. So in order to make your lunch exciting, I'm going to hashtag #EndSadDeskLunches and show you 2 of my favorites. First up, I'm going to show you how to make some delicious spiced breaded cauliflower poppers and my favorite savory oatmeal with caramelized onions. To be honest, cauliflower is truly in everything these days. We see it in pizza, we see it in pasta, probably in ice cream. I don't want to know about it. But the best way to use cauliflower is in these cauliflower poppers because you know what? They can literally do it all. They're a great snack, a great appetizer, and a yummy lunch, especially when paired with a delicious salad. The key to the cauliflower poppers, it's in the almond meal. Make sure you're buying the one with the skin still on the almonds. I find this adheres a lot better to the cauliflower, making it really nice and crispy. I want this breading to be super flavorful on its own. I don't want it to just act as a sidekick, so I'm gonna add some spices. I'm gonna add my almond meal straight into my bowl. And then I'm adding my favorite spices, some cayenne, some cumin, and some turmeric. Finally, we're gonna add a little pinch of salt. Now, time to just whisk everything together. The turmeric's gonna give it a really nice color as well. It's gonna be really nice and yellow and pretty. It's gonna make this cauliflower glamorous. Make sure it's really well incorporated. All right, this looks really nice. Now I'm gonna whisk up some eggs. I'm using 2 eggs here. We need something for the breading to stick to, so that's why we're gonna make this little egg bath situation. Perfect. Whisk that up. Okay, this looks pretty good. And this is my favorite part, we get to assemble. So I have half a head of cauliflower cut up into florets, and now I get to just assemble. Using my tongs, my favorite kitchen tool. Gonna stick this straight into the eggs. Roll that around nicely. You want it to be fully coated. Let any of that excess egg just drip off. We want a nice even coating, so that's why we're doing this. And then it's gonna go straight into our almond meal mixture. Let the breading really coat the cauliflower well. We want it all over the cauliflower into all of the little nooks and crannies. And now, just gonna transfer straight to our parchment lined pan. See how easy that was? That's crazy, that was so easy. We can all do this. And now I'm just gonna repeat with all of the other cauliflower florets. Make sure you're shaking that excess almond meal off as well. We want a nice, even coating. Pop that straight on the sheet. These are sort of like cauliflower wings. So if you're plant-based, if you're vegetarian, and even if you're not, it's kind of a fun and new way to get a veggie in your life. You can also totally use your hands for this. I'm being very neat and clean today. I don't want to crowd anyone on my pan here, so this is going to be my first batch. I am so excited for these to get into the oven. I'm going to bake them at 350 for about 30 minutes until they're nice and golden and crispy. Well, they're ready. Just FYI, I did flip them once halfway through baking so we could get that nice and even crispness on both sides. I really like to pair this with a variety of sauces. I like to have a sauce flight, a lot of choices here. You can really use whatever you like, whatever sauce suits your mood. It's also really great if you want to eat it solo. I mean, this is what I do at home, so I actually eat them straight off the pan. It's a fact. It just is this really gorgeous almond crusted exterior. Oh, it's so good. There is really nothing this cauliflower cannot do. I'll stand by that forever. Oh, I have to take a picture. I mean, come on. They're begging to be dipped and snacked on. I'm going in. So good. That masala on the breading, it's spicy, it's flavorful, and I'm like eating a vegetable. Like, what? You never know. When you think of oatmeal, you're probably thinking, wow, that's such a breakfast move. But I have to disagree because oats are actually the perfect base for anything savory and grounding and delicious. I'm going to show you how to make my really hearty, savory turmeric oatmeal with caramelized onions, avocado, an egg, and peppery arugula. It is so good. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do is caramelize my onions because that's going to take the most amount of time. So I'm just going to dice them up right now. If I cry, it's not because of the onions. It's because I'm really excited to make this. Just so we're clear. I'm just going to heat some olive oil in my pan and start on this caramelization. Adding some olive oil. Now that the oil is shimmering, I'm going to go ahead and add my onions. Caramelizing the onions is going to create this really nice full-bodied flavor. It's also going to add a little sweetness. So oats themselves don't really have a lot of flavor. So by adding all of these different elements, we're really going to create our own flavor profile here. We're going to let these caramelize for about 15 to 20 minutes so it gets a really nice deep golden color, and then we're going to get to work on our oatmeal. What's really great about caramelized onions is that you can make them in a huge batch, freeze them, so you'll always have some on hand. I'm gonna let these hang out, get really delicious and caramelized, and I'm gonna go grab some of my greens. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes. Can you even believe these onions? They look so good. They smell even better, if you can believe it. And now I'm just gonna upgrade them a bit with some of my favorite spices. I'm gonna add my cumin straight in here. And then my turmeric. And I really just want to toast the spices in with the caramelized onions so they become nice and fragrant, and any of that raw spice smell goes away. And finally, can't forget them, my salt and pepper. I'm going to just roast these for a few minutes until they smell really fragrant and aromatic, and then we're going to move on to my oats. Now it's time to cook my oats. I'm actually going to be using vegetable broth to cook them in. You can totally use water if you'd like, but I find that veggie broth makes it a lot more flavorful. I'm using rolled oats here, just by the way. Give it a little stir, bring it to a boil, and let the oats absorb all of that liquid. We're boiling. Make sure you stir the oats while you cook them. It's a really aggressive boil. The liquid is reducing, the oats are thickening up. I'm going to reduce the heat. Now, because you have so many savory and grounding flavors here, I want something a bit fresh, a little peppery bite, and that is where my arugula comes in. I'm just going to stir in a handful here. You can choose however much you want to add. I like a lot of arugula, so I'm going to kind of go for it. You just want it to wilt, and then we're going to take it off the heat. Now it is time for my caramelized onions. You thought I forgot about them. How could I ever forget about them? Gonna add them straight into my oatmeal. Give that a nice stir so everyone becomes friends. Now I'm just gonna remove it from the heat and add all of my toppings. Okay, now I'm just gonna transfer my oatmeal to my bowl. Can't leave any oats behind, that'd be so rude. I mean, this color though. Gotta give some props to my turmeric, really making that magic happen. I'm adding a few things here. I like having a lot of textural elements here, so I'm gonna add some creamy avocado. It's gonna contrast those oats really nicely. I'm gonna add an egg, soft-boiled egg, and maybe some more greens. We'll see how I'm feeling. Just gonna slice my avocado. First, I wanna just take a moment. Okay. These are kind of fat slices. I will say I didn't intend to make them this chunky, but you know what? I'm just lunching at home. This is real life. The avocado doesn't have to be perfect. Now I'm gonna add my egg. Using a soft-boiled egg here. I mean, do I need to say anything? I'm just not. I'm gonna let that speak for itself. Little salt. All right. Little pep. And finally, to finish it all off, some herbs. I'm using some cilantro here, but if cilantro freaks you out, you don't like it, I know it scares a lot of people, and that's okay. Like, that's totally fine. Use parsley, omit it, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to judge you. This looks like a pretty fab lunch. She's stunning. You know who's going to be jealous? Basically all of my friends. So I'm going to have to send a picture to them, show them how cute my lunch is. Maybe it'll inspire them to make their own cute lunch. Okay, I think I'm ready. I'm ready to taste it. I want to make sure I get a little bit of everything, some of those oats, the onions, the avocado, the egg. I want to congratulate us all because we can now say goodbye to sad desk lunches forever.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.